1 minute. I'd like to call the June 7th, 2021 meeting of the Cumberland County Board of Commissioners to order, and welcome to everyone. At this time, I would like to ask Commissioner Jeanette Council to do the invocation along with the Pledge of Allegiance.
Please join me with a word of prayer. Dear Lord, as we gather together during this season of the year, everything seems to weigh a little heavier on our minds and on our souls because we're planning for a full year coming up, budget year, for citizens of our county. We ask that you keep us with clear minds and clean hearts as we make the difficult decisions ahead of us. Join me in the pledge. Pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
At this time, I would like to call on Commissioner and Council once again to do a recognition.
Sarah, if I can pronounce her name. Will Ms. Miriam please come to the forward? Thank you.
Got it?
Even if we were going to go over there, they should cut us because that was June 10th. That would have been, we might have missed it.
Ms. Cazero began her
They stick
career
underneath it.
with Cumberland County on February 14th, 1990. During her 30 years, during her 30 years of service with Cumberland County, she served as nutritionist 1 and nutritionist 2 at the Public Health Department. She is an international board certified lactation consultant and helped to establish the Cumberland County Breastfeeding Coalition, in which she served as the chair for many years. She retired on March 1st of 2020. Do you have any words of wisdom for us? I know you've had a difficult year.
Well, it's been a difficult year for everybody. But I enjoyed my 30 years with the county and working with the WIC program. And as you said, as an international board certified lactation consultant, I hope that our community will continue to promote, protect, and support breastfeeding.
Thank you. Oh, turn the plaque around. Thank you.
Thank you very
Would you
much.
come around, please? Are we still shaking hands? Oh, because of COVID, we're not shaking hands right now.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you for your service. Okay, thank you.
Madam Manager.
Yes, sir. Good morning, Mr. Chairman and Commissioners.
Good
That
morning.
leads us to item number 1, approval of the agenda.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Unanimous.
Okay. Item number 2 is your consent agenda.
Are there any items to be removed from consent agenda?
If not, I move that we approve the consent agenda as presented.
Thank you, Commissioner Council. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Commissioner. All in favor?
Unanimous.
Thank you.
Our first item of business, Mr. Chairman, is consideration of revisions to the animal control ordinance. This is actually a second reading. As you may recall, these changes were presented at the May agenda session. We had our first reading on May 17th. That vote was not unanimous, and so we're bringing it back today. And so the recommendation this morning first is to rescind Chapter 3, animals from the current Cumberland County ordinance, and replace it with Chapter 3, animals with the proposed ordinance submitted by the Animal Services Director.
Thank you, Madam Manager. Are there any questions or discussions regarding this? If not, can I get a motion?
I move that we, Mr. Keefe is, I move that we approve the revisions to the animal ordinance.
Second.
They're properly moved and second. Can call for the vote. All in favor?
Unanimous.
Thank you.
Item 3B is designation of voting delegate and alternate voting delegate to the 2021 in North Carolina Association of County Commissioners Conference. And Commissioners, that conference, as you know, will be held in August in New Hanover County, with the business meeting held on August 14th at 12:45. So today we need one voting delegate and an alternate.
Are there any nominations for first of all, are there any questions or discussions? Yes, Commissioner
Mr.
Adams.
Chairman, I would nominate the board chair, if you're going, are you going?
Yes, sir, I
Okay, the
am.
board chair to be the delegate and the vice chair as an alternate.
Second.
It's been moved and properly second. All in favor?
Unanimous.
Thank you so much, Madam Manager.
Yes, sir. Item 3C is consideration of engaging outside counsel. This was an item placed on the agenda by the county attorney, Mr. Moorfield.
Good morning, Attorney Moorfield.
Good morning, Board members. Mr. Chairman. As you recall, in prior closed session discussion, the board had directed that I start the process of seeking outside counsel to represent the county in any potential resolution of the contamination issues in the southern portion of the county created by the Camor's facility. I have contacted Kruger, the firm of Kruger Dickinson. I've had communication with them for about the last 2 years on this issue. That would be my preference or my recommendation to the board. But I do not have a contract. They are also associating the environmental division of Barron and Budd. Between those two firms, probably 90% of the environmental contamination cases in the country someone has handled. So that would be a broad scope. And I've had communications with Barron and Budd's North Carolina representative directly for the last few months too. But it's my recommendation that I proceed with that. Anticipate having a contract a proposed contract back or letter of engagement agreement this afternoon. It's just a matter of these folks who are located in different parts of the country and getting all this together. But with the board's direction, I'd continue that process and bring the final contract to you Thursday.
Thank you, Mr. Morfield, Attorney Morfield. Is there any questions or discussion?
Made a motion to accept the attorney's recommendation and engage outside counsel.
Thank you, Commissioner Keefe. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Commissioner Council. All in favor?
Unanimous?
Thank you, board members.
Thank you, sir.
Mr. Chairman, that brings us to item 4, which are the board's nominations.
Okay, there's one. Commissioner Adams, would you handle this?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, and I will tell you, we probably need to do another thing on Thursday, but, and I'll go that after we did this, but I would like to nominate Dr. John Lessica for the, as our representative to the Alliance Health Board of Directors.
Okay.
And Mr. Chairman, as, I don't know if there's any other nominations, but I think that our other appointee to that board was Mr. Dwayne Holder, and he's going to Wake County. And the Wake County Board basically said the other day they're going to appoint him as their representative to that board. So that's good. There's some continuity. But I would, and I know we're meeting Thursday at the agenda setting conference. I believe that we need to put on that, if we can add an addition, another nomination or talk about the Alliance Health Board, because Cardinal, which is one of the MCOs, is leaving, Mecklenburg County is leaving Cardinal, and they want to come with Alliance. Well,
Wow.
they already Orange County has talked about coming to Alliance, and Alliance has already accepted Orange County, and from the conversation on Thursday, they're probably going to take Mecklenburg too. The issue becomes, we want our seats filled because there's not going to be enough board seats. Somebody's going to have to lose a board seat for these other people. Well, Orange County was okay because we had one extra board seat, but there are no other board seats as Mecklenburg comes. So, and I think that we need to move swiftly. And I know that it would be, I may or may not be there 30, but it would be my recommendation, especially from the finance part, and somebody to be at that meeting. And she has prior knowledge of MCOs, is Vicki Evans, who is our finance, in our finance department. I think she would be a tremendous addition, and we need to make that nomination and move forth on that appointment so that we're not behind the 8 ball. We already have less than Wake County and maybe Durham, but we don't need to lose a seat by saying it was open, and so they tried to take it. So, thank you, Mr. Chairman.
What do, does Ms. Evans know that she's getting ready to be appointed to that?
Probably not, but no, I've had conversations with the manager and Mr. Holder before. This is not actually my recommendation. Mr. Holder and the manager have had these conversations, and based upon the background and the way that Alliance does their seating of people on the board, I think that this is the quickest and the fastest. And I'm just going to tell you, we need somebody with the finance background. We got Dr. Leska, who has that mental health background. We've got Lotus Glossom, who has a family member, so she's engaged. I'm on there, but none of the commissioners on this board sit on any of the committees. We need folk in the room and on the committee. I would tell you, Mr. Holder is going to be vice chair of that board. They voted on that the other night, so he'll be vice chair and eventually will become chair. I think.
Okay, yes, Madam Manager.
Commissioner Q.
I was going to suggest I could go ahead and nominate Ms. Evans. We'll have 2 nominations, and then we could just fill that for the second seat.
That makes sense to me. That would be, and bring it back.
I didn't hear you. We are nominating and appointing.
No, we're just nominating 2 individuals today.
Right. Mhm, we
We're
can do
just
that.
nominating 2 individuals today.
And then you want the appointment on Thursday?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
On Thursday or even at the next meeting. I mean, they're not going to meet prior to, so we can have it at the night meeting, or you can have it, that's just as good as, we can follow that protocol, do the nominations tonight and the appointments at our that Monday meeting.
So, Mr. Chair, I'd like to nominate Ms. Vicki Evans for the board seat also.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor? Well, we're voting on.
This just the nomination.
Okay, just nominations. Thank you.
Thank you, Board. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Okay. Mr. Adams?
And, Mr. Chairman, we got the Cumberland County Local Emergency Planning. There are 6 vacancies. They're in categories, so we all know Mr. Jared Thompson. We would nominate him for Print Broadcast Media Representative category. Caleb Stoker for the Operations of Facilities Representative category. Trooper Robert Rose for the Law Enforcement Representative. Mark Baker, Emergency Management Representative category. Janet Larson for the Transportation Representative category. And Fire Chief Mike Hill for the Firefighting Representative category.
Fantastic. Moving on to appointments.
Well, and we got one more, Mr. Chairman, that
Oh, I'm
Transportation Advisory Board. That was my fault. The Transportation Advisory Board, the recommendation would be Nicole Willingham, who is with the Shelter Workshop Director or Designee category.
I think it's safe to say we can go on to appointments.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We have one appointment today. Senior Citizen Advisory Commission, there's 2 vacancies. The nomination of Brenda Harris and Cynthia Johnson. I would move to appoint them to the Senior Citizen Advisory Commission.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Unanimous.
Fantastic. There is no closed sessions?
No,
so
sir. No, sir.
Thank you, Madam Manager. So I ask for a motion to adjourn.
Move to adjourn.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Unanimous.
We're now adjourned.
Mr. Chairman can do a meeting.